equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. All right. And you can flip-flop those. You can put the signs on the top and the little sides on the bottom. It's not going to affect your final answer as long as you keep everything in the same location. All right. So it's basically what we call an extended proportion, which hopefully you utilize in geometry when you dealt with similar figures. All right. We're just going to end up doing a lot of cross multiplying and solving today. Tomorrow we will deal with the ambiguous case, which will be the challenge we have. All right. This is why you did the warm-up at the beginning of class. We use law of sines when you have 3 dimensions of a triangle. And you need to find the other 3 dimensions. They cannot be just any 3 dimensions, though, or you won't have enough info to solve the law of sines equation. Use the law of sines if you are given 2 angles and 1 adjacent side. 2 angles and their included side. And then SSA is what we consider an ambiguous case, which is what we will do tomorrow. That's going to be the trickiest part of this. All right. All right. Okay, so here's what you're going to be given, information. Sides and angles, and you're going to find the remaining information. In example 1, it says you are given a triangle ABC with angle A is 70 degrees, angle B is 80 degrees, and side A is 12 centimeters. Find the measure of angle C and sides B and C. So you draw yourself a triangle. You can put the letters anywhere you'd like. It's not going to affect the problem. So that's big A, big B, and little c. All right, and then the smaller sides are opposite it. So there's little a over there, there's little b there, and there's little c there. Okay, so they tell us capital A is 70 degrees, so we fill that in there. Angle B is 80 degrees, and side A is 12. All right. Well, angles of a triangle add up to 180. 80 plus 70 is 150. Subtract that from 180, you get your missing angle C, which is 30 degrees. Now, when you set up what we call the extended proportion, I would suggest you put the one where they give you both the side and the angle, all right, in the middle. So 12 is opposite to 70 degrees, so that's 12 over sine 70. All right. And then I'm going to take little letter B, which is there. The angle opposite it is 80 degrees, so it's B over sine 80. And then I'm going to take little letter C and put that over there. And that's opposite to 30 degrees, so sine 30. All right. This is what I need to see for work. That's it. All right. This is what I need to see for work. That is mandatory. Is your proportion. All right. If you want to include your diagram, great. That's up to you, but this is mandatory. All right. So I'm going to handle this part first. So I'm going to get big. All right. It's just a proportion. I'm going to cross multiply. 12 times sine 80 equals B times sine 70. I'm solving for B. B is being multiplied by sine 70, so I divide both sides by sine 70. This cancels out. Everything else can be done with the calculator. All right. So I'm going to do 12 sine 80. Gives me that decimal. And I'm going to divide that by sine 70. All right. And then you round to where it asks you to round to. All right. So in this case, B would be approximately 12.6. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. 12 is being cross multiplied by sine 30 equals C times sine 70. We're solving for C. C is being multiplied by sine 70. I'm going to divide by sine 70. All right. So once again, I return to my calculator. 12 sine 30 divided by sine 70. And I get 6.385, which is about 6.4. All right. All right, example 2. You're given triangle ABC with angle C and angle B is 30 degrees and side A is 30. Find the measures of angle A and sides B and C. All right. So once again, we draw ourselves a triangle with the A, B, and C wherever you'd like. Angle C is 115 degrees, which is obtuse, which is fine. Angle B is 30 degrees. And side A is 30. So again, take the two angles they give you, add them up. 30 and 115 is 145. Subtract that from 180, and you get 35. 30 is opposite that 35-degree angle, so 30 over sine 35. All right. This would be letter B over here, because it's opposite the B, so B over sine 30. C would be over there. So C over sine of 115. All right. When we cross multiply, it would be 30 times sine 30 equals B times sine 35. I would then divide by the sine 35. So B equals 30 sine 30. Divided by sine 35 when it's all done. I go to my calculator. And B comes out to be approximately 26.2 units. When I come over here, I would do 30 sine 115. I would divide that by sine 35 when I'm doing all my cross multiplications. Again, I go to my calculator, 30 sine 115 divided by sine 35. And C comes out to be approximately 47.4. If you don't include a diagram, which is fine, just make sure you include what angle A is equal to. So this is what you have to show for the homework assignment. All right. And then this is the work involved. If you want to do it in a calculator, it's fine. All right. Any questions thus far? Everybody good? All right. So if we look at example 3, it says the measure of angle A is 40 degrees A is 9 centimeters and B is 6 centimeters. So A, which is 9, over the sine of angle A, which is 40, equals B, which is 6, over the sine of B. For the first time, instead of a missing side, we're going to look for a missing angle. All right. So I do 6 times sine 40 equals 9 times sine B. I go to my calculator. I do 6 sine 40. All right. To solve for the sine of B, I divide by the 9. And sine B is approximately 0.4285. Okay. The difference with this is we're finding an angle measure. Okay. The difference with this is we're finding an angle measure. So now I have the sine. I have to work backwards to get the side length. So second sine 0.4285. All right. I'm finding an angle measure. Again, you go to 4 decimal places when doing this. So I do second sine 0.4285. And I get 25.3 degrees. All right. Now you will notice that this is an example of side-side angle if we drew it out. If I drew it out, A, B, C, A is 40 degrees. All right. A is 9 and B is 6. All right. What's going to happen is we're going to have great difficulty when this ends up being an obtuse angle. Because when that's an obtuse angle, there's going to be multiple possibilities. And that's where the ambiguous case kicks in. And we'll start worrying about that tomorrow. All right? Everybody good? So when you're finding an angle, all right, figure out what the sine function is equivalent to, go to 4 decimal places, and then use second sine in order to get it. All right? So if we take a look at your homework, this is what I would expect to see. It says find AB. All right? It says find AB. So this is your homework. That's tonight. That is due tomorrow at midnight. All right? So AB is opposite angle C, so that's little letter C. So the C over sine 69 equals 7 over the sine of 26. All right? And then all I need from there is the answer, so that's what I would expect to see. So that covers 1 through 4. When we come down towards the bottom of that page, all right, when we deal with 5, notice we're trying to find an angle measure, which is A. All right, opposite A is 31. So 31 equals 31 over the sine of A equals 47 over the sine of 103. It may be in your best interest to do this part first, sine A equals, and then you have your 4 decimal places, and then A equals, and then you have your angle measure. All right. Notice the directions say to round to the nearest tenth, so throughout this problem, round to the nearest tenth. All right. And then the last part of your homework that is just terminology, it says solve each triangle, round your answers to the nearest tenth. When it says solve each triangle, all you're doing is finding all angle measures and all sides. That's all you're going to do. All right. So 51 and 31 is 90. Subtract that, and that's a 90-degree angle. All right. I'm then going to take the one side they give me, which is 17, put that in the middle, put that over the sine of 39. On one side, I'll put the sine of 51, and that's opposite angle B, so that would be little b. And then the other letter would be C, which is over there, which is opposite the sine of 90. All right. Remember the sine of 90 is 1, so you would use 1 for that. All right. So you got 4 like that. All right. All right. Everybody good? All right. Well, I'll be online for the next 10 to 15 minutes if you have questions. If not, that, like we said, 1 through 12 is due tomorrow at midnight. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we're doing the ambiguous case, an area of a triangle, which is the second part will be pretty straightforward. All right, area of a triangle. Thursday, we'll dabble in some word problems. We'll give you a review. All right. And then Friday will be a quiz on law of sines. Friday will be a quiz on law of sines. All right. So if you don't have any questions, feel free to go get started on that. Like I said, I'll be here for about the next 10 minutes till 10:45. And I'll put a video of this up in about a half an hour, 45 minutes. Happy New Year, everybody. Stay safe. Be good.
Have a good day.
You too. We'll figure it out.